Hello, all. My name is Greg Hanstedt, and I want to show you Organization Generator. This is a tool that is Node.js based that can be used to generate an HTML version of your organization. I've got the install steps here. I'm not going to go through them all. If you're interested to see how these work, you can see my previous README generator a video on more details for these. But basically, you would, if you wanted to, you could fork the repo. This is the link to the repo right here. You'd want to make sure you have Node.js installed. I'm using 14.15.0. Anything of a version in that vicinity should be fine. Node Package Manager, you want to make sure you do an npm init, and then you want to install Inquirer from the prompting perspective. And if you want to see the testing, and I'll walk through the testing here in just a moment, you'd also want to get Jest installed. And lastly, if you plan to check in files back into GitHub, you'd want to git ignore file to ignore node modules and the DS store directory. All right, so let's jump into it. So we're going to do an npm test. Um, again, like I had said, that was we're using the Jest for the JavaScript testing, and it's just an npm test for that. And you can see here we have the output. All the classes that I'm using for this, there's various students or intern, engineer, and manager types of employees that you'll see here, and all those are getting tested through npm, and that's all working great. So now, lastly, let's go through how the Node application actually works. So Node app.js, and then the output file name, if you want to specify an output file name, is the way you use the command. By default, if you don't specify anything, team.html will be generated. So here, let me go ahead and run Node app.js, and I'm just going to call it my team.html. So I'm going to use my own file name. This is just going to be Greg's team for the name of the team. I'll just say Greg. I'm going to use the default here of 100, and then the system will just keep continuing to generate that for me going forward. Manager's email, just Greg at my company. And my office number, I don't know, HC1. Let's add an intern and an engineer then afterwards. Intern at let's see, and how about my old alma mater here, Milwaukee School of Engineering, and then engineer, how about Scotty? We'll give 102, Scotty at my company. And we'll call his repo beam me up, or his GitHub username. And let's go ahead and we'll finish that. So it has now written out that output file. And I'll go ahead over here, my team, just reload this. And you can see here we have Greg's team. That's the name I gave it. Here's me, here's Scotty, and here's the intern that I specified. And lastly, if you'd like to see a larger version of how this is capable, here's one that I ran earlier with many more engineers and interns. So you could see that it does some nice formatting and coloring and so forth. So again, my name is Greg Hanstedt. I hope you enjoyed this. And if you have questions, feel free to contact me. Thanks.